welcome to another episode of Worst Collection Ever. This is the show where we tell you about the worst comic book collection in existence. And it just happens to belong to us. I'm Jen.
I'm Sean. How are you?
Hello.
I'm terrific.
How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How has your week been?
Average?
Okay, good.
I don't know.
Average
I mean,
weeks are good weeks.
As far as things going on, keeping busy.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. There's some stuff that dropped, and that as far as comic book stuff goes that we could talk about, and then there's I'm really excited this weekend. There's I'm going to a swap meet.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully I won't get Sweet Baby Coves.
Well, you'll be outside.
I don't know if it's inside or outside.
Well, wear your mask.
I'm going to definitely wear. I'll wear my mask no matter what. But,
yeah.
Yeah. It's just one of those things where it's like I've been kind of freaking out a little bit
About the vid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We are vaccinated.
Oh, we are vaccinated. It's just it seems like a lot of people that are vaccinated are still getting sick.
Yeah, that's possible.
And I know it's possible, but it's just it's weird, Because granted though, I think it would be less likely if more people were vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
Because then we don't all have to be sick at the same time.
Right.
That's what logic would and that's what logic would imply.
Yes.
So, but I am going to this thing. I'm sure it's gonna be. I'll be fine. I'll be vigilant. But I'm looking forward to selling some video games, and maybe I'll take some of my action figures and try to sell those too, if folks will be okay with that. And maybe I'll make a little coin. I don't know. And it's gonna be inside of an actual like arcade
Or outside.
or outside, one of the two. And
maybe afterward you can go play games.
Play some video games. It's a place I haven't been yet. It's out in Westminster, so looking forward to
Westminster.
What did I say? Westminster? Westminster?
Westminster.
Yes, okay.
There you go.
Yeah, Westminster. So I'm looking forward to I was just looking forward to that.
Good.
Because I kind of pared down some of the video game stuff and didn't really feel like posting it on my usual places like my Mercaris or whatever. So I just kind of want to see what I'm going to get in person. Because it's kind of fun, to go out. I think it's I like flea markets and stuff like that. So look forward to that. How has your week been?
Meh.
Meh.
I exist. It's been my week.
You do exist. That is true.
Yep, I sure do. But the Spider-Man Far From Home trailer
Exists as well.
It dropped apparently after some. I don't even know what happened with it. Apparently, it was leaked, and then it got taken down, and then it actually got released by Sony. Now, I didn't see the leaked version, so I don't actually know if that was the right one.
Yeah, I wasn't.
But they're calling it a teaser trailer, even though it's like 3 minutes long.
I was going to say, that's the thing. It's like, how is it a teaser trailer? Like, a teaser trailer is literally less than a minute.
Right? I always thought that was supposed to be like 50 seconds of footage.
It's just like, here's a spider, here's a man, Spider-Man, watch out.
Right.
That should be the trailer.
Far From Home or whatever. No Way Home.
No Way Home.
So
it's Homecoming.
I'm going to get these all confused.
Far From Home. Farfig Nugan.
Yes, Fig Newton?
Fig Newtons.
Yes.
Spider-Man Fig Newtons.
At least I could keep Spider-Man Fig Newton straight. Now it's like Far From Home and Home Away From Home and Home Alert bracelet, and I don't even know.
It's just Tom Holland going to the store being like, "Hey, Mr. Stark,
Tom Holland.
How about some Fig Newtons? Spider-Man Fig Newtons."
25-year-old man playing a teenager.
Well,
he does look like a child, though.
Yeah. Well, there's no teenagers that act,
That's true. There are no teenagers.
Or at least any good teenagers. Jesus Christ, what's going on, teenagers? Why are you so shitty actors?
They have so much other stuff to focus on, like TikTok or whatever. I guess they don't have to be good actors.
No, I guess not.
I don't know. I don't know anything about how one focuses on TikTok because I'm old.
I guess you're too busy worried about TikTok. You're not worried about Disney Channel and getting your chops up.
Yeah, you're not forcing your parents to go take you to live out of the Oak Woods.
That's right.
and pay people exorbitant amount of money to give you stupid lessons that aren't going to help you get cast.
2-item breakfast.
Yeah, but I mean, it's interesting. I'm excited to see Doc Ock.
Yeah, so here's the thing about this trailer that it was exhausting for me, to me personally.
Why?
I don't know, because there's just a lot of like you're just like, okay, Spider-Man's been doxxed.
Yeah.
You know, essentially, because at the end of the last movie, J. Jonah Jameson is like,
because he's like an Alex Jones type character.
Yeah, he's like an Alex Jones guy, and he's like Spider-Man is Peter Parker, blah.
Right?
And now we have to deal with the fallout of that, and then all of a sudden he's like, hey, Mr. Doctor Strange. Hey, Doctor Strange. Hey, can I help you? Can you help me? Helps me gets back to whatever.
Some people were saying because Doctor Strange is rocking quite an interesting outfit.
Yeah, I already saw somebody saying that's gonna be my Halloween costume this year.
Where it's just like a sweatshirt and a cape, a sweatshirt and a jacket with a cape over it.
Yes.
Which is really impressive. But some people were saying
do that.
Oh, absolutely. You'll be hot as hell. It'll be really warm if you're indoors, but if you're outside, it'll be fine.
Well, it's a fall costume.
Yeah. I'm just saying if you're inside, it could get a little warm. If you're wearing a sweatshirt and a parka and a cape. That's a lot of stuff.
Is he wearing a parka?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, he's got like a parka on too.
I thought he was just wearing like a sweatshirt.
No, it's like a sweatshirt and a parka and a cape. And
Okay.
And it's all cold inside. And so some people, now I didn't watch Loki, but I understand what happened in Loki. Some people are saying that Doctor Strange is a variant.
Way.
And I'm like, well, that would explain the parka.
A variant, so he's not the real Doctor Strange?
Right, that's what's going on in that Loki show. There's all these variants of Loki.
So is that why?
That's the multiverse where there's all these different versions of, that's how the multiverse works, right?
Okay, right. So with Spider-Man, so we're supposed to believe that Spider-Man goes to the Sanctorium.
And he's instead of meeting the actual Stephen Strange, he meets a variant Stephen Strange. Now, whether or not that's true, I don't know. That's just a theory I saw on the internet.
Okay. So is that why he sucks as a sorcerer? Because he can't handle somebody talking to him while he's casting a spell?
Perhaps that's it. And I did joke about that. And I had people being like, well, no, that's not the moral of the Marvel universe. I was like, it was a joke. Because I find it very funny that Stephen Strange, the man who is able to like fight Dormammu through all of that stuff, is such a shitty sorcerer now that he cannot cast a spell if Peter Parker's talking to him.
Yeah, right.
And like he did all that stuff too. Remember like in Endgame where he was like, trying to figure out all the
possibilities.
The possibilities. And like with all that shit going on, he was still able to do all that. But now a teenager starts talking and it fucked up the whole world.
I mean, look.
Which I find very funny.
I can't read a comic and listen to a podcast at the same time. So I understand.
Well, no, I mean, I can't either. But
the
Stephen
frustration.
Strange is a better man than me. Better man than I.
I mean, he should be. He's a sorcerer supreme, you know?
Right?
He should be, better at everything.
Though I did see somebody be like, oh, he's a really shitty sorcerer or whatever. And some, because he can't, because he's agreeing to like cast a spell that could ruin all of the universe. He's like, this is also the same man who's texting and driving.
That's right. Yeah, don't trust that guy.
So yeah, Stephen Strange makes bad choices.
Don't trust that guy. Yeah, he's the guy that wanted to see spinal exams while he was driving really fast.
And then his hands went like through the dashboard or whatever. So yeah, we'll see what the basically Spider-Man Inception is going to end up being. Yeah,
there's a lot of inceptioning, and then of course we get some teases of some villains.
Yes.
Because I missed the
voice.
The what?
The voice.
The which voice? The Goblin voice?
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed that.
It's Willem Dafoe apparently.
Dafoe.
That's what I've heard. Again, didn't look. So that's supposed to be the Green Goblin because you see him throw the little
pumpkin
bomb thingy. Yeah. You don't see him, you just see the bomb thingy.
I missed that. I have to watch the trailer again.
And then you see, so the bomb thingy hits, but then you see the tentacle.
Oh, wasn't it the same scene?
There right next to each other. I don't remember if they're the same scene. They're literally right there next to each other at the end.
Right.
And that's when you see Alfred Molina.
Right. So I saw that.
Which is I'm actually really excited about that. I'm like, oh, so we're not going to recast him because he was so perfectly cast the first time.
You did it right the first time. Why you gotta why you gotta fuck it up?
And it's kind of like having J. Jonah Jameson. Like, you did it right the first time. Why do it again?
Right.
So yeah, I'm excited to see how that shakes out.
Yeah. I mean, look. I mean, it's like Christmas. I think it is.
I think that's what it said. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, it's going to be an interesting film. Mm-hmm. So I look forward to seeing what the next phase of the Marvel universe is, because I feel like we haven't really gotten a whole lot outside of, like, we have Black Widow.
Yep.
And really, I mean, all we're kind of doing there is just kind of setting up the Hawkeye TV show.
Yes.
So, that kind of...
Which I don't really have any interest in watching.
It's like, all right, well, I don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah, no, don't care.
Did we talk about that on the show?
What?
About how they're trying to find Hawkeye, because they're like, and we were just like, why doesn't he just use Jeremy Renner's app?
That's right.
I think I brought that up when we were after the movie was over.
You did. Because they were like, we got to find Hawkeye. And you literally just were like, why did they just use his app? Like, in the middle of the movie?
Yeah, just use the app.
I don't think the app exists anymore, but it could have at the time the movie was filmed. I don't know.
Those were simpler times.
Weren't they, though?
No.
No, everything was just getting progressively worse, but there wasn't a pandemic.
It's true.
So, I mean, at least we
had the app, at least.
We had the Jeremy Renner app. That was fun.
I remember you just reading me an article about this.
I did. It was really funny, and I enjoyed it.
That was a...
It was an absolute disaster, and I loved every minute of it.
But yeah, so we'll see how that turns out. But also, so Shang-Chi comes out in like
soon,
a week or a week and a half.
Yeah, that's really exciting. I'm looking forward to that.
That looks good. That's probably going to be...
looks cool.
That looks like it's going to be a banger.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Eternals is in November.
I really don't know how I feel about the Eternals.
It seems like a bunch of hoo-ha. It just seems like a lot of like self-righteous hoo-ha.
I am glad with the new trailer.
It looks great.
It looks beautiful. Yeah, absolutely great. And they've got people in it I like. But at the same time, I'm kind of like,
Yeah.
But I'll see it. We'll see how it goes.
There's not Oscar Isaac in there.
That's right. You call him Oscar Isaac. I think so. The guy, Richard Madden. Every single time I see him, I'm like, why is Bucky an Eternal? And then I'm like, wait a second, that's not Sebastian Stan.
I don't know.
Because he looks so much like him.
I don't know. I see. What's his face? I see Oscar Isaac.
Richard Madden's just a generic white guy. Oscar Isaac's not a generic white guy. He's
Guatemalan.
Guatemalan.
He's kind of this Richard Madden's kind of...
No, he's a generic white guy. He looks just like Sebastian Stan. And I'm just like why the fuck is Bucky in here? And then I'm like, that's not Bucky.
Okay.
And I just think it's the same person every time I see it, and it upsets me every time. It just makes me mad. I'm like, why do you look the same?
Right. Yeah, no, it's
like Matt Bomber and what's that guy he looks like? Or Roman Reigns and fucking Drew McIntyre.
And Elias and Seth Rollins.
And Seth Rollins is too short.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But because we were watching SummerSlam over at my parents' house, because my mom and I went shopping while Sean watched SummerSlam, and we came back in just in time to see Roman Reigns come out, and my mom goes, oh, it's that guy you like. To me, thinking she's referring to Drew McIntyre, I go, that's a different man.
Oh, right.
I had to explain the difference between Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns.
Speaking of wrestling, we did go see wrestling this weekend.
We actually went to a live wrestling event.
Which was...
It was okay.
I mean, the show itself was fine.
We had really nice seats. We were close.
We had nice seats.
I've never sat that close before, but I will say, because we were in what used to be called the Pepsi Center, now is the Ball Arena, because this is the WWE Super Show.
Right.
It's a house show, so it wasn't filmed or anything, but it was the day after SummerSlam. The sound on the floor was complete and utter trash. And I have been to the Pepsi Center before and had no problems when I'm up in the stands.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I wonder what a concert sounds like down there.
It must be miserable. I'm never going to sit down there for a concert. I have learned my lesson. because I was just sitting down there and like people are talking and I was just like,
Yeah, in the ring, there's just like, it's like addressing the audience, and it's just like, wah, 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 wah.
You literally couldn't hear what they were saying.
It was ridiculous.
And I was like, oh, I mean, I guess I should be hyped for this, but I am not.
It's like, all right, I'll just if I see the wrestlers in the ring, then I know something's happening, I guess.
Yeah. Sometimes I can tell that lady said one fall. That's about all.
Because everybody goes, one fall after they say one fall. So.
Yeah. So it was, but yeah, we went and we sat there. I sat next to a chatty person.
Yeah. You always get stuck next to chatty people.
Yeah.
I feel bad for you.
It's not normal. Usually it never happens. Usually people don't talk to me. And like in the last week, people have started talking to me. And I don't know if it's the pandemic or if it's a fucking full moon. I don't know what's going on. But I'm like, why?
I blame the Luthor phases.
It's making people crazy. Thinking they can fucking talk to other people.
Fucking out there thinking they're fucking Moon Knight and shit.
People don't talk to other people, don't we? We have learned this already. But no.
They're becoming socials.
Socials, speaking to people in public.
Where extroverts or whatever.
Yeah, so that lady was talking to me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. No, the show was good. You know, I mean, you know, it's been forever since I've been to like a actual. Well, no, wait. I keep saying that, but I literally was at WrestleMania.
You were at WrestleMania.
I literally was at the biggest wrestling show of the year.
Did you want to share your news about your debut?
Oh yes. Well, if you go on the WWE Network, I don't know exactly what the time code is, but if you watch the night 2,
you can see it on Sean's Instagram.
It's on Instagram. It's just the still I took of it, but I am. There's a
you can see Sean's ear.
You can see my face.
Sort of. You can see like a fourth of your face.
You can see enough of it where if I told you it was me, you'd believe me.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, you can see that on my Instagram at Angry Hero Sean, because it's like night 2 of the WrestleMania WWE 24 documentary. Mm-hmm. So
and you're walking in with like Big E or whatever, but there's like a camera guy in front of you.
Literally, the one guy that's in front of me is like standing like right in front of me.
That's why you can kind of see Sean's face.
That's my fucking life, you know. It's like, you know, it's like, hey, somebody, hey, Sean, you're gonna be on TV, but yet somebody's gonna be in your way. So
yep.
Yeah, so I was, but I was there. I was there. I was actually really excited.
Yeah.
You know, because I was like, you know, I was there, so you know, I got to kind of vibe out and have some memories.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the Eternals trailer real quick.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I guess so. The premise of what we're learning is that the reason why they didn't interfere
is because they're not what are they called?
The Celestials.
Right. Because whatever chaos was being caused was not being caused by a Celestial.
Right.
So I guess they only fuck around when there's a Celestial going on.
Yeah.
But that's kind of shitty.
It is shitty. No, it is. It's garbage. But they come here anyways, and they give us gifts, or they do whatever it is that they do.
Yeah, and then
live forever.
There's that one part where what's her name is talking to not Sebastian Stan, and she's like, "This planet is the one that brought back half of the population of the universe. They did it with a snap of their fingers," and I'm like. And they were incorrect to do so. Yeah,
because she says like, "Oh, now that that's happened, it's awakened the deviants or whatever."
Yeah.
You know,
that's it. It's the if the deviants start fucking around, that's when the Eternals get involved.
Right.
So that's why they're like, oh, the power generated for some reason not by the first snap, only by the second snap. I guess there'll be some sort of information.
Was everybody landing on the Earth at once?
Well, all over the universe.
All over the... Yeah, it's true.
They brought everybody back.
Yeah.
So the first snap where everybody disappeared, not enough. Second snap, that's what woke up the deviants, and that's why the Eternals have to actually do something.
They're like, huh? What? People? What?
I suppose we should help now.
Yeah. What?
I guess if Hitler... were a deviant, they would have stepped in World War II. But since he wasn't, they were like, meh.
Yeah, right.
Let them kill each other. Like, is that how they look at all wars?
Yeah.
Let them kill each other?
Let me tell you about some deviants up in Washington. Oh! Yeah. No, I am.
So, yeah, I mean, we'll see what... Again, I'm so weird. I don't get the Eternals. I don't know if I care, but I'll watch it. It looks pretty.
Oh, I'm gonna see it. I mean, I'm gonna.
Angelina Jolie looks beautiful.
Of course, yeah. No, she looks great, and and it's just beautiful people doing beautiful CGI things,
right?
So we'll get to embark on that. It's got a nice golden palette.
It does.
It feels very, 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 very shiny.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. But once again, Thanos was right.
Thanos was right.
God damn it, Thanos, man.
Thanos was so fucking right. It's not even funny.
He's so goddamn right.
I know, and I hate that. It's like every single time I found that the longer I live, the more media I consume where the villain, I'm like, you know what? Yeah. Especially when it's like anything that is destroying humanity, I'm like, the villain is correct.
I'm going to say, let me say this, okay? Let me just put it this way. Thanos was like, yo, I want to get rid of half.
Because you guys are sucking up all the resources and making it impossible to support life. And you're like, oh, you're right.
Right. So he does that, and then he just goes and gardens. It's not like he cuts the knot in half, and then he's like,
yeah, he's not like the
and
supreme
he's like, all right,
ruler.
now everybody has to fight me.
Right. Or I'm the supreme ruler of whatever. He's just like, now I'm just going to go start my garden, which is what I always wanted to do because I finally did the thing I was going to do.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh yeah, no, Thanos was right. Especially when they come back in like the next movie, Captain America's like, yeah, the humpback whales are back in, New York Harbor and it's clean again. And you're like, oh, maybe they were fucking right. Why are you bringing these people back?
No, we must bring them back. Tony, make sure you do this or whatever. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, I'm gonna go and think about how Thanos was right.
Yep.
Take a break, and we'll come back with our book for this week.
Hey everyone, this is Brian, the host of Inner Demons, the Ghost Rider podcast. And since 2017, Inner Demons has been the best place on the web for news, reviews, and regular discussion with our listeners about Marvel's Spirit of Vengeance, Ghost Rider. You can find us on Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and many other podcast catchers, as well as on Twitter @InnerDemonsGR. Remember, listening to your inner demons is not always a bad thing. Ride on.
All right, we're back here in our worst collection ever with our book for this week. It is Superman's. Mm-hmm. That's what it says on the cover here. So it doesn't say Superman in. It just says Superman's Action Comics, number 466 from December 1976. And I figured, we're kind of getting back into the groove of doing comics again. Mm-hmm. Why not just do something? Because we just did a Superman comic, just before we took took the sabbatical or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I was like, you know what? Let's just do this one because I just been thinking about it. I've been thinking about this cover, where
it's a very good cover.
Where on the cover is Lex Luthor punching what appears to be a boy Superman, a young Superman.
in the
back of the head.
Yeah, Lex is punching a child in the back of the head.
Back of the head with like a maced fist. Mm-hmm. It's kind of great.
It's really funny.
And he's saying,
in the background,
right,
are a dead child Batman and a dead child Flash.
Batman out here splaying.
Oh, he's dead.
But he's splaying.
Yeah. That's what happens when you die. I'm assuming you just like starfish. Everybody who dies immediately becomes like a starfish.
Cool. Can you bury me that way?
Yes.
Oh, no, you're not going to bury me. I'm sorry. You're going to burn me.
I can burn you that way.
Okay. You say, and Lex Luthor is saying, I turned Batman and Flash into kids and killed them. He is extremely happy.
Yes.
You're next, Superman.
Woo.
Yeah, he is all ready to kill some kids. Mm-hmm. He is
murder death.
Can you imagine that today?
No.
Like if you were in like a store, if you're in a comic book store, and you're just looking at the new comics, and there's a comic where just like somebody on the cover is like, I'm gonna kill these kids.
No. It would never
watch
happen.
out, and you're just like, holy shit, Jesus Christ, what's going on with this book? Why is why is Iron Man doing this, or why is Batman's friends or whatever, the Joker. I mean, it's just
friends.
Batman. That's a new comic, Batman's Friends, which he has none.
That's true. Batman has no friends.
He has associates, but they're not his friends.
Yes, very true.
Oh, by the way, did we talk about the Batman trailer? We saw that before Suicide Squad.
Oh, I don't think we ever did.
No.
But I think I had already seen it.
I never saw that new one, which...
Maybe there might have been a little bit more footage, but I remember most of that. Especially because it had like the Nirvana song in it. Maybe we did talk a little bit about it. I don't remember.
Yeah, well...
We saw it.
Yeah.
I like the use of Nirvana in that trailer.
His ears don't look as bad as I thought, as you thought they were. Yeah,
I thought they were a little stubby, but I also saw the picture on the motorcycle, so of course there's going to be like more helmet
yes.
for the stunt person who's riding it. So
yes,
yeah.
Where was I talking? What was I thinking about? Oh yeah, because Batman's friends, they're killing kids,
and he has no friends.
But
Batman's acquaintances kill children.
Well, I could see like Joker doing that. If we're being honest. Honestly, if there was a cover of Joker, was like, I killed a bunch of fucking kids. It's like, well,
yeah, he's the Joker. That's what he does.
He's a Joker. Yeah. It's just Batman going, the Joker's gonna Joker. But Lex Luthor on the cover here, punching a kid in the back of the head, saying, "I killed kids,"
which is really funny. I love that he's punching Superboy in the back of the head, and he's like flying.
It's a very disturbing yet hilarious cover.
It's really funny, and then we do have to bring up the fact that this book, and you pointed this out to me before I started reading it, has the exact same plot as the last, pretty much exactly the same plot as the last Superman book that we read. I think
we did like a Superman, or maybe it was an Action Comics. I can't remember.
It was something, but basically it's Superman is now, Lex Luthor determines that the only way he can beat Superman is to turn him into a child. Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that this comic came out around the same time as the other one.
Yeah.
If not by a couple of years prior. But so we start off with Superman here in Action Comics, and he is crashing hard, wiping out in a cafe.
Yeah, he goes through the awning of a cafe. Not an IHOP like it was in Man of Steel.
It should be IHOP.
It should be IHOP. You know what? It probably became an IHOP. It was purchased by the IHOP Corporation. Yeah. But at the moment, it's called Cafe Mocha.
The Metropolis IHOP.
And he's the one Metropolis IHOP.
Yeah. Get yourself some of them. Them pancake footballs or whatever the hell they make.
Pancake footballs?
Don't you remember that? They made like pancake. They made like these like football pancakes.
IHOP and their famous pancake footballs. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't know. I mean,
were they shaped like footballs?
Yeah, they're shaped like footballs, and they had like cream cheese and shit. Because it's all fucking gross.
No recollection of this whatsoever.
You're supposed to like, I don't know. I guess it's something
I remember.
Did you throw it?
All I remember. Do you remember when IHOP was IHOB? And they changed the P to a B because they were doing burgers. Do you remember that?
Did we eat there when it was a burger one?
No.
Oh, we should have.
Did we? If we did,
I think it was around the beginning of the pandemic, actually.
No, it was like way before that. I think we were still in LA.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, it was like IHOB, and it was for a very long time, and people really made fun of it.
This is dumb.
Yeah.
So Superman crashes through, but everybody's like, "Oh shit, it's a boy."
They're like, that's not Superman. He's not big. I think some guy says he's not big anymore.
He's not big enough to be Superman.
I just really want somebody to just yell, "He's not big," and that just makes me laugh.
That'd be me. I just run by and go, "He's not big."
I don't know why that makes me laugh so hard. It's just fucking funny.
And some people are like, "Oh, well, I heard there was a Bat Boy, and then there's a Teenage Flash, and now there's a Superboy, and
they're like, how did he become? He hasn't been Superboy for a long time. How does he be Superboy now? Like all these people are trying to figure it out, and it's like, what are you doing? Like
something where he's
like, get your coffee and go to work. What the fuck is going on here?
Somebody says, I think somebody says something like, he can't age backwards or something. It's like
he's Superman. He's an alien. You don't know what's going to happen.
I mean, he can literally do whatever he wants. Literally, that's what he does in this book.
He could wake up tomorrow with tentacles. Like we don't. All bets are off when it comes to what Superman's biology is.
I wish he would.
That'd be kind of cool, right?
I wish that was in like Man of Steel, where he just wakes up. And he's like, I got tentacles.
Much more interesting movie.
He's like, fuck, what am I going to do with these tentacles? I better have a beer.
Which I drink for the taste.
So yeah, then the Luthor shows up and starts wreaking havoc. And so Luthor, though, he's got like these special gloves because Superman throws a punch and Luthor's like, well, I got this glove that's going to like cause you pain because it's turning your power against you.
Right. It, like redirects your strength into you. And somehow that actually hurts Superman, which even as Superboy, I don't know if it's possible.
Yeah. And then Luthor flies away and just calls him a dumb kid.
He does. He does call him a dumb kid because the people are like, hey, he's a kid. Leave him alone, Lex Luthor.
Don't you pick up some of your own size, you bald freak.
And then he's like, you're a stupid kid. And this is where I didn't understand how this works because in the other book we read, when Superman gets young, he loses all memory of his older years, like going to the newspaper and meeting Lois. Like because he starts trying to do all those things again, like reapply for a job. Uh-huh. In this one where he's a child, he remembers everything and he's just like, oh man, all my control over my powers is gone. And I'm like,
but you're still thinking.
It's still in your head because you still remember everything. You should still be able to remember how to do all of that stuff. Your physical coordination might be slightly different, but your mental faculties should be there because you're calling in and pretending you have laryngitis to your boss.
Yeah.
So you can be a child, I guess.
Boy. So yeah, he kind of recalls back, well, I guess earlier to when he ran into
when he was not a child.
When he was not a child, and he ran into Teenage Flash and Batman,
who's apparently only 10.
Yeah, they're like teenagers, so they're like, I guess you could say between 10 and 12.
Right. Well, teenagers is like 13.
Okay, so they're 13.
Yeah.
So, and then you're like, yeah, Superman, Luthor did this to us, and he's after you. So, hoo-ha. Mm-hmm. And, he just flies away.
Yeah.
And people are like, it's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's Superboy. I wish somebody just said, it's a boy.
It's a boy.
It's a boy. So Steve Lombard is reporting on this, and Morgan, I forgot what this guy's name is. This guy was Morgan Edge, I think it is.
Okay.
Who is his boss.
Yeah.
And he's talking to Lois, and Clark's like calling in, being like, I can't talk. I gotta take a vacation.
Yeah, he's like pretending he has laryngitis, and then
he hangs up on this dude.
Yeah,
and this guy's like, by Jove, what the hell?
Like, well, he's pissed. He's like, he's gonna not work here anymore because he's being a shitty employee. And like Lois, who has insane like soap opera hair.
Yeah, this is a very weird picture of her.
And her eyebrows are just real intense, and there's
also a lot of face going on there.
Yeah, it's a weird drawing of Lois, but she's like, well, before there was a time I'd think he was doing this because he's Superman, but haha, that's not true anymore. And it's like, no, it's still true. Yeah, still true. He's just a boy now.
So Superman, Lex Luthor thinks back to, like he kind of is like analyzing his films, and he's like, well, the reason why I couldn't defeat Superman is because he was thinking like a man. But now if he becomes a boy, he'll think like a boy, and I can defeat him because he's,
but his mentally, he's still, I don't know, 35 or however old Superman's supposed to be.
Yeah, and then he recalls his well, this is when he recalls his hair losing incident, which I can't. I'm like, dude, I mean,
I don't understand.
It sucks that your hair is gone.
I mean, granted, this was like written in a different time, but I mean, like, look at men like Bruce Willis.
Well, he didn't have a Bruce.
I know he didn't have a Bruce Willis. But like now, and again, still a different time, but like I don't understand this like, oh my God, I'm bald and I'm so angry about it. I'm like, Lex could have been like the trailblazer and just like embraced that shit.
Yeah, I know. I mean, him being a genius, people could have been like, wow, he's a bald genius and he's doing great.
Yeah. Look at him being bald and genius.
He's like, I'm going to be bald too. I
Yeah.
can't wait to be bald.
Yeah. Let other men embrace their bald.
But instead, he sits there and he's stewing on it, and he imagines himself screaming and projects that onto his own face.
Which is my favorite image in this entire comic book, because it looks like he has like a projector shining a picture of himself very angry and shaking his fist at the sky onto his bald chrome dome. And it is very funny.
So this is where Superman.
And I don't know why you'd be so angry to be bald if you basically had like a movie screen for a forehead. I think that's kind of neat.
Yeah, you could screen all sorts of things on there.
I mean, that is the way Tenet was meant to be seen. It's just being projected onto a bald man's forehead.
Christopher Nolan. He's just like, because I swear I will not be releasing this film until I have it screened on a bald man's head. Okay.
This is the only way you can understand Tenet, is if you watch it on this bald man's forehead.
There'll be no seats. Everybody just has to huddle around this man to watch this dumb, bloated movie.
Yeah. You can't understand the dialogue. Doesn't matter. It's on this guy's head.
Doesn't matter. He could shoot bullets backwards. Isn't that cool? Whatever.
I guess.
So this is where we go to Gotham City and Batman's fighting crime, and as a boy, and
this is where Superman sucks him.
Superman appears in the sky, and he's like, and Batman's like, hey, I'm being
because
Batman's
Batman's
out
like
of the manhole because I was hiding in a manhole.
Yeah, he was hiding in the sewer as a Batman does.
Yeah, he's a little trash boy now.
Yeah.
Just hiding
Oscar
out.
the Grouch.
Oscar the Grouch seeks vengeance. Now I want Oscar the Grouch
with a cape. Oh, speaking of, there's some weird thing on Twitter that I saw the other day where it was like some sketch, like a filmed sketch, and it was about like car horns. But the guy, because it's like an old local car commercial type looking thing, where it's like, "Hi, I'm so and so, and would you want to come down to the Honkaporium or whatever?" But the guy's name, he's like, "Hi, I'm Wayne Manor," and then at the bottom it just says, "Don't know how to change it. Oh well." And I was like, "That's really fucking funny," and I'm so jealous that I did not think to name a character Wayne Manor.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Go on.
So
he gets sucked.
He gets sucked because Superman is in the sky and he is sucking so hard
that Batman gets pulled up out of the manhole cover,
which is impressive.
Yeah, that's some serious sucking power.
That he has because he's doing it from the sky and he has the ability to suck that distance.
Well, I mean, you want
not the distance, or just like just that circumference.
Yeah.
Like that, because obviously his mouth isn't like huge. Like it's not like he's not like Pete Holmes,
right?
Imagine Pete Holmes did that. Pete Holmes, the whole town would be sucked into his mouth.
I'm surprised more things did not get sucked up.
Yeah,
with his sucking power. But I mean, if you want to say like so and so can suck the paint off a Buick, Superman can suck the paint off a Buick.
Oh man, she could suck a golf ball through a garden hose.
Right? Superman can.
Superman can.
Apparently. So he sucks Batman like all the way up, doesn't swallow him, which is a shame. I was hoping like he would kind of like, because he's like not in full control of his powers, I was kind of hoping like it'd be one of those videos where like a dog puts his mouth on the other dog's nose. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, you think you'd be great if Superman got his Batman's head stuck in his mouth?
Yeah, or like when like a cat like puts its nose in a mouth, like a person's mouth. Like I was hoping for one of those, and he'd be like, and then he'd have Batman's head like stuck in his mouth.
But he has to do that for the whole rest of the book.
No, they would pull each other out, but it's because he doesn't have control.
Oh, that's true.
And I would think it was very funny. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen, and Batman's like, "Oh, Superman." I forgot. He's like, should we go talk to Flash or whatever?
Yeah, they go. Well, yeah, they go to talk to Flash,
and this is where Superman proposes a 3-way.
Yeah, well, this is before this. Flash saves a guy who's just
in a
crashing
car.
into a tree for no reason.
Yeah, he's probably drunk.
I don't know. So he's like, Flash saves him,
mm-hmm.
and this is where Superman shows up and with Batman, and he's like, "Hey, so like we need to become like old again, but a 3-way attack just might catch Luthor off guard."
Yeah, he suggests a 3-way.
He does suggest a 3-way.
Yep, he sure does.
This should have been called Superhero Orgies, Volume 1.
I mean, there's sucking and 3-ways in this book.
there's a lot going on.
There is a lot going on in this book. So, like, good idea.
There's weird fist actions going on.
All sorts of shit.
Yeah.
So he's like, good idea. Let's go ahead and fight Luthor. And is this where Luthor has like they call it a jet? Oh, they don't just call it a jet. It has like a weird name. His jet flyer or something.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
It's just a weird way to say like plane, and I was just like, oh, that's strange.
Yeah.
But Luthor for some reason has this jet.
Yeah, just this jet comes flying out of nowhere,
and it has like energy beams that like vibrated at high frequencies. So
they pass through Superman and they pass through Batman.
Right, but Flash is like anticipating the hit, so he is vibrating his molecules as he does, and it turns him into a pile of goo.
Yep. He gets zopped.
Yep.
And Batman or Superman's just like, ah, he's very, very
he cries. Yeah.
He's dropping them super tears.
Yeah, he's like, my friend, the Flash. He was the best friend.
But
he could ever have.
He was the best friend up until Batman when he dies, and then he's like,
and then Batman's the best friend because then so Luthor gets out of his jet, and he like lands on the ground behind Batman.
Jetcraft?
Yeah, Jetcraft. That's it.
Okay.
Jetcraft. I was like, Jetcraft.
Jetcraft.
And he like lands on the ground behind Batman, and so Batman and him start fighting.
Batman. He does Lex Luthor does a Vin Diesel in Fast 7 or whatever. He stomps on the ground and it opens cracks, up and it cracks and Batman falls in.
It's so dumb.
So
so they like fight and like Superman at one point has to like help Batman because he gets like knocked backwards, and he puts him back down. He's like, "No, I'm gonna go kick Lex's ass. I don't need your help, Superman." And they like meet feet. That's the only way I can think to explain it.
Batman kicks.
And Lex kicks.
At the same time.
And they basically just put the bottoms of their feet together.
Yeah, it's like
they meet feet.
Yeah, is there like a?
Is that a thing?
Game or something?
I don't know.
Like a foot. Like I remember thinking Indian leg wrestling. Excuse me.
Oh, I don't know. I know that like when you put your foot up to somebody else's to be like, look how big my foot is.
Yeah.
Compared to yours, I mean that's basically. But they're kicking at the same time. So Batman falls backwards and like whatever, and then he fights a little bit and then he disintegrates. And Lex is like, haha, he died when he got kicked.
He got kicked, but then he didn't die right away, but now he's dead.
He was like, he literally died then. It just took him a while to catch up. So it's like a chicken with his head cut off, just like running around, like fighting and then dying.
But he got kicked. Yeah, it's pretty.
Or like that really horrifying Forensic Files episode. Do you remember?
Oh, when that guy got
when the son went and he killed his parents, he like shot his dad in the head, but he didn't finish the job. So the dad, running on autopilot, basically, even though he was bleeding to death, got up and started doing his morning routine and then dropped dead. So he like brushed his teeth and he went downstairs and started making coffee and then he died. And they were just like, oh, sometimes like the whatever part of your brain that operates on autopilot, like, will keep going when the rest of it's dead. And it was just really fucked up until he like bled out and died. But he like had no, like they said that they don't think he actually realized what was happening.
No, because he got shot.
Yeah, by his son.
Ugh.
Yeah. Don't have kids.
So this is where Superman again crying them tears, and he's like, "You're gonna pay for killing my best friend, who is now Batman, not Lex Luthor, not Flash anymore."
Right.
And Lex, is like, "Haha, I deflect you."
And you're gonna wear this glove now, and the rest of this comic book just literally becomes stop hitting yourself.
Yeah.
Because Superman just starts punching himself in the face, starts punching himself in the chest. But then he has this, like, as all this is happening, he has this, like, philosophical thing where he's like, maybe, like, Lex just wants me to think these things. And if I stop thinking these things, then they won't be true. And, like, whatever, like, the real Batman and Flash are still alive and they're just adults somewhere. I don't know how he got to that conclusion.
Well, he was busy punching himself. I just love this panel here of him just being like, oof.
Yeah.
You know, just having this pensive, these you know, these super thoughts.
Yeah. He's like, he can't overcome my super mind. And if I don't think I'm a child anymore, then I won't be.
Right.
And I'm like, that would have been a fucking great trick in high school.
Yeah, I guess.
I refuse to perceive myself as a child. I'm an adult now.
But also, so he talks about Luthor taking advantage of his super mind. Hypnotists use the power of suggestion, which make subjects believe what they want them to. But with my superpower of suggestion, my mind can make whatever I believe has happened really happen.
Mm-hmm.
So is he like? Isn't that's like a oh god? There's like
it's like The Secret. He's like manifesting shit.
Apparently,
yeah.
You know, I mean, he's just manifesting this in like mid, you know, in like so this is okay. He thinks that he's younger.
Yes.
So he just becomes younger, like his mass and everything decreases.
That's the thing.
He's not just big Superman, but
that's what's never really explained. So if it's hypnosis, is it just in his head, or does he actually become smaller?
Well, because this is the reason why I say this.
He's drawn that way.
The reason why I say he's drawn that way, but the reason why I say this is that Luthor Batman or Superman realizes this, and the glove shatters, and Luthor's like, his hand's getting bigger, shattering my glove. He is, you know, whatever, and he's Superman again, and Superman punches him in the face.
I mean, maybe without realizing it, like Superman can have Ant-Man's powers.
That's again. That's what's fucked up.
Yeah,
because apparently he could with this the power of his
mind.
If Superman is hypnotized, if he thinks he's say for instance, if he thinks he's a chicken.
Yeah, then he's a chicken.
But then he actually becomes like a chicken.
Apparently.
Like he'll just start growing feathers in a fucking beak.
Apparently, again, Superman has alien DNA. We don't know what's going on with that guy. So it's very possible that he could just be like, I think I have tentacles. And he'd wake up with tentacles.
Because like it's again, where did this mass go? Where did this matter go?
Away?
It just go is the thing where like if he has an alternate dimension, like there's a bunch of like this way it's described in like how superheroes like I think it's like when what's her face used to have antennas and shit. What's her face? The Wasp. You know, and they would just go into like a different dimension when she wasn't using them. But then they would grow when she needed them or something. It's some sort of, or maybe they're cells. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about something else. Maybe I'm thinking about somebody else. That they just, the matter exists, but it's put into another dimension.
Yeah.
And then it returns.
Right.
So that's what's happening here. And that's again, this is just fucking nuts.
Yeah.
So anyways, he punches Luthor in the face and he's like, haha.
I win. And I'm big now.
I'm big, and I punch you in the face.
It's like Mario eating a mushroom. It just do.
Yeah, Superman just finds a mushroom.
It's like, oh, finally.
If I got finally shiitake mushrooms, now I'm going to be big again.
Yeah, he hit the right block.
Yeah, he went down a pipe. The one that Batman was in.
Yeah,
he went down the pipe.
Oh shit! Maybe that's how getting sucked up a pipe in Mario actually works. There's just like a Superman at the top, just like.
Yeah, there's a
somebody slurping you up like you're in a straw. There's
a greater being that is a Superman.
Yeah.
In the Mario universe.
Yeah.
He's above Latiku.
Yeah.
Latiku.
Is that stupid sun?
Well, no, the turtle or whatever, the monster and the thing throwing the spikies
on
at
the
you.
clouds. Yeah. I hate that guy.
Well,
Fuck that guy.
Well, maybe the sun does the sucking. I don't know.
Oh, maybe that sun does suck.
The sun does suck.
I hate that fucking sun. Fuck that sun.
Fuck you, son.
I mean, fuck the sun in general, but fuck that sun specifically.
if I gotta make a list of suns to say fuck you to.
It's a very long list of suns.
How many suns are there?
I don't know. I'm assuming there's like suns in other universes, like literal.
I can think of two. I think of that sun
and our sun.
And our sun.
But I'm thinking about ones like in other galaxies.
We gotta get to them suns.
They're suns.
Yeah, but what if they're like better?
Fuck the day star.
Oh, okay.
All
right.
I gotta be on brand here.
Okay, that's true. Yeah, we got. Jen has to make sure she is following her.
I mean, I was so happy the other day when I walked into the fucking at-home store and it was just like a giant display of Halloween that I almost started crying. I was so excited.
Yeah, you bought some pretty cool stuff.
I'm so happy.
Halloween's coming.
I'm so happy. Sorry.
So yeah, he punches Luthor in the face, and then he's like, well, and then we jump to the satellite, JLA satellite, and Superman and Batman and Flash are up there, and they're just like, yeah, that was fucking weird, wasn't it? And because Batman and Flash were like not even on the planet.
Yeah, and I don't understand how that works either, because it was like, so were they just manifestations of his imagination?
No, they were androids. He mentions that here.
Oh, I must have missed that part. Okay, because I was just like, so there was just children who, like literal children who died, or like what's happening?
Well, that's the thing. Luthor made children robots. That
robots are, again, Superman is a robo-racist, so I'm sure he's fine with those things being dead.
He basically, I was like, you know what? I killed them robots. You know I hate robots.
He's like, you know what? This is the one time I agree with Lex. That's right. Kill robots.
But he also was like, because he remembered seeing their faces, and he's like, well, Luthor doesn't know your secret identities, which, I mean, I guess you can assume that.
Well, I mean, that's true. I do always remember that Justice League episode where Luthor and the Flash switched bodies.
One of the best.
It is such a good one. And he goes into the bathroom.
A filthy episode.
It's really gross. Because there's like implied fucking, but there's like...
Wow, that's not restful.
But he goes into the bathroom and he's like, I'm going to find out who this guy is. And he takes off his mask and he goes, I have no idea who this is. And it is one of the best moments of that cartoon, in a cartoon filled with so many great moments.
Oh, I know. No, I love that. I love that one. But yeah, so then, yeah, they all put their hands down and say, all right, go team. And we can, we'll beat up Luthor again or whatever. So, yeah, that's how it ends. Well, actually, there's another page here. Did you read this last page?
About the children?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
I wasn't ready for that.
You weren't ready for the PSA about beating your children?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Justice for all includes children.
Yeah.
8?
I don't know why there's an 8 there, because I was like, children 8.
Is this a series of these maybe PSAs?
Maybe.
It's like, what's 1 through 7 like, man? Because this is pretty dark. It's like a guy chasing a kid, and Superman swoops in between them, and he's like, the kid's like, hey, this guy's after me, and the father, it's this kid's father, and his father's like,
I have the right to beat my child.
I have the right to beat my child. He's my son. I have the right to hit him. And Superman is like, nah, man. And he's like, if you're having problems, go see a social worker, mental health.
Yeah, I think he even says like court.
Yeah, he says a welfare office or juvenile court.
Yeah.
And it's a PSA for
don't let your parents hit you.
Yeah. Don't or if you're an adult reading this, don't hit your kids.
Hit your children, yeah.
I wasn't ready for that because I thought it was like it should be another hostess stat.
Right? It's like this is the strangest hostess stat I've ever read.
It's like there's no pies.
What would be really funny? It'd be like, I want to beat my child, and Superman's like, how about these pies? He's like, instead of hitting my kid, I'll eat these pies.
I'll hit these pies into my face. Jesus.
And now I know hitting my children is wrong as he shoves Hostess into his mouth.
As it is true. It's true. Hitting your children is wrong, you know.
Yeah, you shouldn't hit your kids, but I just really think it should have been pie related. He should have learned a pie related lesson.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, always important.
Pie.
Yeah.
See, now I want a pie.
I love a pie.
I don't know what kind of pie, but a pie.
Well, we went to that pie place.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I wasn't very impressed by that.
No, I felt like,
Well, they didn't have any pies.
well, yeah, because we came at the end of the night.
They're like, hey, we all got is apple pie. And I'm
There's like this
cool.
literal place that only serves pie up in Denver.
What was it called?
It's called like the Colorado Cherry Company or something. And like you can go in and then they have pies, like usually like hand pies or savory pies, whatever. But we went in after this dinner that we had. And so they didn't have many left. So we, I just had a piece of like berry pie or cherry. I don't remember what I had. And Sean had like apple. But when they came out, they looked like a pie I could make. And I make shitty looking pies. I mean, they tasted fine.
Your pies are great, though.
Oh, thank you. But I mean, the pie tasted fine. It wasn't anything to like write home about. But it looked like garbage. And I was just like, well, I could have made this. It would have cost me less.
Yeah. No, it was underwhelming.
Pie. Sorry.
So next issue, an action-packed shocker. Stop it, Superman. You're wrecking the world.
Oh, of course I would read that.
Yeah, that sounds like a...
Of course.
Of course, it's probably just Superman. I can just imagine the cover. Just him just punching the ground. Mm-hmm. Just being like, Superman, you're wrecking the world. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it, you asshole. He's like, I can't stop. Lex Luthor suggested I have to punch the world.
Yep.
And now my stupid alien brain won't stop thinking that. Also, I'm small again for some reason.
Sure.
Even though I'm a giant. Again, I can't get over the fact that he appears to be younger. He appears to be younger to other people. So so are we to believe that again? He could just control his mass like that and his age and just morph into that. And so people,
I mean, this is
appearance?
like pre-crisis where he could literally do anything.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I demand answers.
Yeah.
But that's it for this week's show. If you demand answers from us, please email us.
Yeah.
At worstcollectionever@gmail.com. I already messed up our ending.
You did.
But I had a great segue, so I had to do it.
Yeah, it was good.
But also, if you demand answers from us on social media, please find us on Twitter and Instagram at Angry Hero Sean.
And I'm at Jen Stansfield on Twitter and Instagram. You can email the show, worstcollectionever@gmail.com. And find us on Facebook, Worst Collection Ever.
Yes, you can get answers from us there, too.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how many answers I can really give you on Twitter. Right now, I'm kind of in a spiral. It's a mess. But so I just, block me on September 23rd because I will literally be melting down.
Oh, is that when
Law and Order's premiering?
It's the premiere?
And pretty much all season long, I will be a absolute melting down mess. So, you have been warned. I just want to say.
Yeah, just get ready, guys.
Warned. They're gonna kiss and I'm gonna lose my absolute mind.
Do we feel that that's guaranteed?
It's gonna happen.
Why do you think it's gonna happen now?
I have faith in the captain of the good ship EO. Mariska Hargitay is the captain of this fucking ship. And this is what she wants. This is her retirement plan. She's not sticking. She's almost been on this show for this is going to be her 23rd year. She's been working on getting him back for a decade. She has said that she has an ending in mind for her character. And I guarantee you her character's ending is a happy ending where she gets to marry this man.
Oh, a marriage?
Probably at the end. If they don't retire, they might not actually get married, but they're going to end up together. And I have faith because she is an executive producer and whatever the fuck she wants, she's going to get. This is what she wants.
It just ends up being like the end of The Graduate.
Yeah, I honestly...
Just them sitting there.
I honestly think we're going to get their SVU's only renewed for 2 more seasons.
How many more seasons do you think they're going to get?
Exactly. They've been on the air for 23 years. She's not going to keep wanting to do this. He is her retirement plan. I fucking guarantee it. And she is going to be like, because shit'll pop up on Instagram and stuff where people are like, oh yes, EO is Endgame. So true. She fucking likes all that shit. Herself.
What is EO?
Elliot and Olivia. EO.
Oh, okay. I thought you were referring to the Captain EO.
That is exactly. People have said that to me on Twitter, and I'm like, no. That's literally their call. It's EO. So EO is Endgame. If you see that, it's because Elliot and Olivia. So they're going to kiss, and when it happens, I am going to cry. I don't actually cry about anything if it is not fictional. Real shit happens. No. Fake shit happens, I will cry for a fucking week.
Yes,
I'm very excited about this.
It's true.
It is really true. I'm going to melt down.
Please rate and review the podcast on Apple Podcasts. Give us 5 stars if you think we deserve it.
Uh-huh.
I think after what Jen just did, I think you do.
Oh, yeah, that definitely deserves fucking 5 stars.
Yeah, here, buy me some time so I can find another place to.
Do you want me to tell you more about why I believe that EO is Endgame?
Just give me a second here.
I gotta give Sean some time. So, yes, she has also gone into interviews and said literally with her whole chest, Noah Benson Stabler, who is her son on Law & Order's name is Noah. And she's literally gone into interviews.
Wait, she has a kid?
On the TV show, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So now she has a kid, and he's like 8.
Who's the father?
Oh, he's adopted.
Oh.
Yeah, she adopted him because she found him in a drawer during a raid of a sex house. Anyway, long story, and it's a soap opera. So, but she has this kid, and so she did this interview. It was her and Chris doing this interview, and they were like, "Oh, do you ever see a world where Benson and Stabler could get together?" And of course, Chris Maloney gives this whole big answer about oh yes, but it really needs to be earned, and they have all this stuff to this very thoughtful answer. And she just looks at the camera and goes, "Noah Benson Stabler." That was it, and everybody just lost their minds. This is what this woman wants. I guarantee this is what she wants. She wants her fucking man, and she's gonna get him. And I'm so excited.
That's funny. So yeah, please rate, review the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher. If you have us on Spotify, check us out there. And then also find us on player.fm.
Sounds like a radio.
Kind of is. Yeah. It's kind of it. But player.fm, if you listen to us on player.fm.
Oh, yeah.
Below.
Hi.
How are you?
Let Sean know.
Yes, let us know if you're listening to us there. We really need. And thanks again for listening, and we'll talk to you again next time.
Bye.